Hi, I'm Nathan Horrocks and I am the co-founder of JockeyCam.
JockeyCam taking you right into the action.
When I was race riding many moons ago, I always had a passion for moving images, and when I retired from riding, I set up the company Equine Productions, which created features and documentaries for racing. But while we were doing that, we kind of fell into the scope of how can we show what's going on in a race. I remember frustratingly watching a race one day, and a punter was having a go at one of the jockeys, saying like, what is he doing on this horse? So through that, my frustration was to show what the jockey was seeing. And we developed, spent a lot of time and money developing our own JockeyCam. What we like to do is to show what's going on throughout the race. And it's very easy for us to relate to other sports because we've played them either at school or in amateur ways like football and cricket. But it's very hard for us to understand what it feels like to ride a thoroughbred at 40 miles an hour making those split-second decisions. And what we wanted to do was create something that would give our fans outside the sport and within the sport an appreciation of what our athletes are going through, human and equine. So these are our antennas here, right? And so we need 8 of these, right, to talk to the JockeyCams, because the JockeyCam's so small and light, it needs all the help it can possibly get. There's a bit of a myth on they think it's just like a GoPro, and it's not. It's been developed specially for jockeys. I mean, like I said, other sports have been utilising these POV angles for other sports, but the stuff that they've been using was too heavy and too big, and everything has to be lightweight in horse racing. So we spent a lot of time developing this camera to make sure it was all balanced and basically weighed nothing. It weighs about the same weight as a baseball, which is around just over £1/4 pound. So what's happening is these guys are pointing at the track. So every time we have a rider go all the way around the track, these guys are picking him up as he goes along. So they're not all pointing at the same spot. They're pointing at different places around the track. There's a lot of infrastructure that we have to put on the racetrack to make this work. So here at Del Mar we're delivering JockeyCam for the Breeders' Cup, which will be going out on NBC and FanDuel TV and the World Feed. So in order to do that and make sure it's live, so the director can cut to it or cut to an instant replay to tell the story of the race, we need to make sure that the connection's great and all the live infrastructure is put in place. So these guys here that give us our, they basically talk to the transmitters that are on the jockey's helmet. So they're inside the camera. This guy here is going to be our camera 1, and this guy here is going to be our camera 2. So whether we're transmitting audio or video, these are the receive systems that we use. They then go over there into this rack over here, go all the way down to the TV truck, and that's what then gives us the chance to put it out to our fans back at home. There have been a number of examples of why it's important to use these point of view angles. One of the famous ones was when we had the camera on Aidan Coleman in the Topham Chase at Aintree, where he was stuck under the fence and the horses were still coming over the top. And it just showed the excitement and the thrill of what racing gives to our fans.
Can I get?
And it also showed that the care and love that our athletes have for their equine partners. Aidan was unaware of still having the camera on his head, and went and found his horse and apologised to him for falling off.
Sorry about that. Right.
So there's been some great moments like that, and then another one here back in 2017. We had it on Pizza Bianca, winning one of the turf races, and Jose Ortiz weaving through the rest of the field to come up and win by a nose was amazing, really.
Pizza Bianca gives Christophe Clement his first Breeders' Cup.
Those angles help tell the story of the race, and I think like I say, it's why we're invested in technology to tell our racing stories better and also engage our fans.